So 3 stocks in which could go absolutely parabolic this year, and to start this off we're going to be looking at Novo Nordisk. So this stock looks to be massively undervalued. According to my formulas, they're at $144 for this year's growth, and according to the analyst there is a high of a potential near 100% upside for this year's growth too, with the average coming in at 40%. It's fair to say that if we do manage to break through this level of resistance of $79 in the coming days, and this stock could go huge from here, it will just see a huge sharp rise in its volume, but it's fair to say as well that it could also continue to decline from here. It's a stock in which I wouldn't recommend buying a large position in from this point. You do really want to see if it does manage to break or at least get close to this level of momentum before you can really understand whether or not this is a great stock to be momentum trading. But you don't want to be buying in and then it suddenly falls. You really want to be paying almost a premium to understand that this stock is going to continue to rise. So looking here on my intrinsic valuation for Novo Nordisk, previously I had them priced in January to be in at $69. Obviously it did then fall to this from $84, so it shows that that was correct. And now with this year's current growth, I have projected this stock to go up to a high of $137 based off of Graham's formula, and my own formula indicates that this stock will go all the way up to $142. And this basically goes off a few things such as their earnings per share. It is important to also say this stock does pay a dividend of 2.2%. Not like you're really in it for that, but it is definitely good to have. And looking down here at its growth rate, this company is expected to grow at 17.44% over the next year. So that is essentially how I have concluded that this stock will be worth this much based off of this next year's growth. So it does look to be as if it could have a lot of momentum once it does finally break through those levels of resistance, but there is of course those levels of resistance to break through before that does happen. Obviously you're seeing here that analysts are saying that this stock looks massively undervalued currently, with the average saying that in this year there's a 40% upside. So I think as soon as the markets do catch up with this, I think this could be a great stock to be momentum trading. Furthermore, if we go back to my PowerPoint here, we can see that potential reasons for a breakout include continued demand for GLP-1 drugs, which is the Ozempic, strong financials with high profit margins, that's the wrong slide, a potential positive outcome from ongoing trials, but of course that could go either way. If it's negative, you're going to see the stock fall massively down again, which is basically the catalyst in which we saw before for it to fall down. And on a technical note, after recent declines, the stock is stabilizing around the $71. A breakout above 75 with strong volume could indicate a bullish trend, of course, but on the Fibonacci indicator here, we're seeing this up at $79.66. So again, if you are looking to momentum trade, then you might want to pay a premium to basically know that this stock is going to continue to climb back up. It might not be one to get into a massive position in right now, and I wouldn't recommend that at all. I would recommend putting a small bit of money in to basically track it, and if it does go up, then you can dollar cost average all the way up to the point where you're making some serious money whilst adjusting trailing stops on the way. So for the potential breakout rules in which I've set for these stocks, and this is just something which I always set going into stocks anyway when I move my head, we can see that is this stock undervalued versus the current price? Yes, so that definitely gets a tick. Is it in a MACD bullish crossover? Well, if we go back over here to the MACD indicator, when I remove this one, we can see that it is in a long position only just now, which could be the potential catalyst for this. It could definitely push this stock up massively from this position. Where is the trailing EMA for 50-day? Well, it is actually above where we currently are from memory, when I can actually figure out what I'm turning on and off. So actually looking here, the 50-day is the orange line, so we are now above the 50-day EMA, which again is really bullish. We would like to see the 100 and 200-day obviously go above this under the price, so it would definitely help push this stock massively up if that was to occur, but currently we're not quite there. But I think as soon as that does happen, this stock will have a lot of momentum behind it, so this could definitely be a big catalyst to push it further up. Is the RSI currently below 70, indicating on a day chart that it isn't overbought? So let's quickly have a check when this loads. Relative strength index. So on a day chart, of course, because we've seen this stock fall down, we are actually well below 70, indicating that this could potentially be a good price to buy into this. The momentum does look to be obviously on its side as of recently, with this stock actually climbing up since its recent bottom to approximately 25% up. So again, amazing time to be holding this stock, especially if you got in earlier. So they're meant to be ticks, by the way. It is not really ideal, as it looks a bit crap. But looking at the undervalued for this year's growth, again, I mean, that's a repeat from here, but it does look massively undervalued, and analysts rate the stock to be undervalued. Again, we can already see that just from these price targets here, indicating that there is a massive upside. So Novo Nordisk could be a perfect example of a really good momentum stock yet to come out of the market, so keep an eye on Novo Nordisk. So next up, we're looking at Palantir. So Palantir has actually seen a lot of growth in the last couple of days. However, there is obviously the big discrepancy within this stock, as it doesn't look to be as undervalued, if not more overvalued than the other stocks in this video. But again, the momentum for this stock currently looks to be as if it's just going to carry this straight through. So Palantir obviously is an AI and data company. The current price is at $131 as of recording this. It will probably change by the time you're watching this, as this will be out tomorrow. They have robust government and enterprise contracts, which will be massive for pushing this through, as their income is essentially fixed. They obviously have a massive benefit from the increase of AI and its development, which is just continuing and continuing, and they have really good earnings, and their trajectory looks incredible from this current point, and isn't really showing too much signs of slowing down. Maybe a bit of slowing down, but not that much. So on a technical note, this stock is trading near its recent highs. A sustained move above $135 could signal a further upside, and obviously with it being at $131 as of recording this, and a relatively bullish week so far, this looks to be as if it might just continue to push straight past this. So what does Palantir actually look like on a financial and valuation standpoint? Well, to break it to you, financially, again, they look absolutely incredible, with the mean retention rate for this company being at 18%. On a liquidity ratio, this is at $19.05, which is absolutely incredible, and their free cash flow is consistently really impressive as well. So financially, this company is amazing, and of course, on an exponential chart, they're moving up absolutely rapid. So on a probability theory for a positive day, this is currently at 57%, which is really high, and a neutral day is at 31%. So you are favored for a positive return within this stock, but where it really does turn in the negative for Palantir is definitely their intrinsic valuation. So currently this stock looks to be massively overvalued for this year's current growth. So I have a bullish price set at nearly $14 and the bearish at $7.50, and my own formula here indicates that this stock is only worth $16.27 on a trajectory for this year's growth. So again, this company does look to be massively overvalued, definitely at the moment, and on a discounted free cash flow analysis, in 9 years' time, this stock should only be worth $50 with their massive free cash flow growth compared to their shares outstanding. So it's fair to say that Palantir is definitely not one in which looks to be undervalued in the slightest at all, despite the analysts actually saying that there is potential for a 13% upside, but the average is actually a 21% downside. But that doesn't mean to say that this isn't a stock which can see a lot of momentum. It just goes against some of the rules, which isn't ideal, but I would still like to display this to you, because this stock could definitely go up from here, but it could definitely fall down massively. This could fall down to like the $60 level, probably at this level of resistance here, 66. So it's definitely one to take with a lot of caution. So if we do go back here to the rules, what can we actually account for here? Well, if we get my trusty red pen out, is it undervalued? No, let me move my head again. So it's not undervalued. That definitely goes against one of the rules. Is it in a bullish crossover on the MACD indicator? Well, most likely it is, if I can find which one it is. It's not going to pull up now. Let me delete the RSI. Is it on a bullish indicator? Yes, it is. It's definitely long on the MACD, and this actual code accounts for a bit more than just the standard MACD. So it is definitely in a long position, which is one of the most important things. Is it above its 50-day EMA? Yes, I can guarantee it is if it's in a bullish MACD is well above all of their EMAs, so that's even better. There's a lot of support under this currently. Going back, is it below 70 on the RSI? This is where I wish I didn't remove the indicator, because now I've got to search for it again. So is it below 70? Yes, it's at 64, so it's still a bit high, but it is definitely still below 70. So yes, is it undervalued again for this year's growth? No, it's definitely high on the PE. It's around about 500-ish last time I checked, which was about an hour ago. So is it undervalued according to analysts on a mean? No. So Palantir scores 3 out of 6. Really, it doesn't look ideal, but there could definitely be a lot of growth yet to come within Palantir, just because it looks to be something that goes against my rules. This is not a sustainable momentum stock, is what I'm trying to get at here. It's not something in which I would put loads and loads and loads into. It's something in which I would definitely step with a side of caution with, because it's something which could just fall down very, very quickly. Okay, so Robinhood. Now, I might be a bit late to the party with this one, but I have been saying this is a great stock for a few months now. So if you are a keen viewer of this channel, then you will already know this, of course. But this stock looks massively undervalued. It is definitely reaching a more fair value valuation now for sure, but it's something in which could just continue to climb up indefinitely with the current momentum in which it has. So Robinhood, according to my formulas, apart from my exact formula because I didn't have it at this point, indicates that on the bullish side this stock should climb up to $83, and on the bearish side it's already overvalued. But despite this, I'm still leaving this at a current buy just for the momentum. So it currently is at $71 and it has a market cap of approximately 36.85 billion, and the PE ratio is only at 23. So what is the reason for a potential bullish breakout within this stock? Well, it has a very strong financial performance, with it reportedly having a 50% year-over-year increase in revenue of Q1. Its strategic acquisitions allow this company to expand into crypto, which is definitely one of the biggest things in which it's got going for them against the other fintech stocks now. And especially as crypto just continues to expand, I think a lot of people will be investing in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, whatever else there is these days through Robinhood, and they will definitely take a large commission when people finally liquidate their positions, just increasing revenue further and further and further. There isn't really much potential to lose any money for this company in that sort of world. They have massive product expansion as well, with such as Robinhood Gold, a credit card, and a Robinhood Legend platform aiming to capture a broader customer base. So is Robinhood currently undervalued? Well, I'm going to put a line here because yes, it is slightly, but that's on the high side. On the low side, it's definitely overvalued, but that could definitely have changed. Is the MACD in a long position? I don't even need to look. Obviously, it's in a long on a MACD position because it's well into a lot of momentum already. Is it above all of the exponential moving averages? Yes, it's probably above all of them, similar to Palantir. Is the RSI currently below 70? Now that's something which we will need to check. So I imagine it's probably overbought yet. So it's currently at 75. So this could potentially be a pretty awkward time to be buying into this stock. But I do suspect that if you do leave this a few days, maybe at the start of next week, it could be a great time to be buying into Robinhood. So let's put that as a no. Undervalued for this year's growth again, sideways. And analysts rating, where do they actually put this stock? So if we bring up this, the analysts actually reckon that this has a potential, well, that was from there, of a 14% upside, but obviously I think we've surpassed that now since that was updated. But there is a potential for this to go all the way up to $104 according to some analysts, indicating that that is definitely actually a tick. So as far as it goes with undervaluation, it is key to understand, but you can definitely still play stocks with them being overvalued. I mean, they are still at a PE of 21, so it indicates that these should really be a tick. But for my own formulas, it does look overvalued. But again, I haven't actually ran this through my new formula. It's something in which I do need to do, but it does look to be a stock in which could be a really good buy for a momentum trade. It doesn't look massively sustainable again, especially when you compare it to Novo, but it definitely looks more sustainable than Palantir. So it's definitely one. I've said definitely way too many times here, but it is certainly one to keep an eye on. So finally, what is the current position of the market? Is it fear, greed? Well, it currently looks to be neutral with the current score coming in at 52. So that basically indicates that there is a potential for the markets to pump if there is severe FOMO coming in the future. And that's completely wrong because it's actually 56. That was a few hours late, but I don't know how it's changed that much. But again, it looks to be as if we're going to see the markets rally in the next coming months. I'm not too sure if that's what I want because CEO confidence has definitely declined since it was way back a couple of quarters ago where we were pumping and it looks somewhat sustainable. Now it doesn't look sustainable at all. We're at like 36 on the Schiller's PE, indicating markets are massively overvalued. So I'm a bit concerned with this current pump. So it is definitely something to take into account when you are momentum trading. One bit of bad news could send all of these markets crashing hard, so you do have to keep that in mind. I'm not going to go on for too much longer. I've been mechanical markets. I've said that again. I don't want to keep saying that, but I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. You should enter all of these positions with a lot of caution as these could go either way, but the momentum does look to be set up on their side. With that being said, I will see you for the next video.